Hello, how is everybody doing in the InstaSuite group? Steven van der Peijl here for InstaSuite. And finally, after a while of being away together with Neil, we have some amazing stuff for you today in this video in our last release and the previous release as well, because I didn't cover that with a video because I was away with Neil in Thailand. First, we had a really awesome conference with digital nomad entrepreneurs, location independent entrepreneurs, whatever you want to call it. It was an amazing time, as it is always each year in Bangkok, when about 250 location independent entrepreneurs get together. Really successful people, really abundant mindsets, really like the best people in the world for me. And then afterwards, we decided to do a mastermind for Neil and me, and some other friends as well, in Island in Koh Samui. Beautiful house, beautiful island. We did a lot of talking about business, but didn't have our computers open that much. So right now we're back. We're fired. We have some amazing, big, really cool announcements to make. I will not make them in this video. This video is just for the release, and I still have some big announcements, but then just about the release and the latest updates for InstaSuite. Neil will definitely come at you with some other even better, bigger announcements for in the future of InstaSuite. We're both super excited for that. So, but let's just dive into it for this video. And it's been a pretty good release. So let me just go over them one by one. So we now have a option to add a width and a height option for the opt-in forms. That will be in the email marketing. So we'll go to opt-in forms over here. And we'll just, I don't know, edit one over here. Sure. So you can name it anything as always, and the list, of course, and a thank you page, and a already subscribe page. And then the design has been improved quite a bit. So you can choose your design as before, here, and you can customize it. So the customization looks a lot different over here, as you can already see. You can change your inputs. You can turn on the agreement. That is actually a new update as well. That is, let me check. Oh, that's actually one from the previous release, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one over here, email marketing, adding a checkbox, because in Europe that's now necessary for new regulations. So you can add an agreement checkbox over there. As you can see over here, so you can just make this any link, of course, to your privacy policy over here with this button, and emails from your company, you have to change that as well, of course. And then over here the copyright. So yeah, as you can see, you can delete those as well, of course, if you don't want them. Required, well, the name and email is always required. And then here, over here, the update I was going to show you. This is just a bunch of updates in one, actually. The size settings. So there's a small warning, so be definitely aware of that. And we've made it responsive, but still, if you want to only have a specific area on your website when you want to show it, you can set the container size, the width and the height, and the form size as well. So just be careful that you know what you're doing, and always test it. So it looks okay for you, otherwise you might kind of screw up how it looks. Some values you can use are percentage, VW, VH, which are modern CSS values based on the viewport, to keep it responsive, basically. The pixel size, that's a fixed size, that's the one you have to be most careful with. And then fit to content is the auto value there. So really cool stuff. You can even, like inputs, you can just drag them around, which is cool. So you can say, okay, I want the agreement first, for example, and for content that is not applicable, but you can delete content elements as well as a copyright. So like, I don't want a copyright, I don't want that, just delete it. So that's it. Really cool stuff. Really great, nice update over here. I hope you guys will love that. Sure. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Ooh, this is a powerful one, guys. This one we should have probably made an extra video for this one just alone, because this is a big one, the email marketing spinner. All right, so whenever you go to broadcast, and this is only for pro users, very important, this is only for pro users, and you go, let's say, add new. Right, so you can already see quite a bit of changes here, because again there's a few updates in this particular view. First of all, the one that Neil absolutely loved, and I think it's been requested quite a few times by you guys. You can now exclude a email list. So any, like, okay, I'm sending it to 7 days training, but I want to exclude anybody that is on the 21 DRM list. Very powerful stuff for targeting right here. Then, as you can see here at the right, the looks has been changed a little bit more step by step, which I think is very nice and easier to use. First, you decide, okay, when I'm sending it, am I sending this email immediately or at some later time, including the time zone. And then you can check your spam score. Always do this, of course. And then here, right there, content spinning. So what you can do right now is you can just check this box. And what the system will do is every 75 emails that are being sent out to your list, we spin the content of your email, just anything that you type here, with the power of spin rewriter technology. Spin rewriter has been around for like 8 years. It's the most advanced spinner in the market for sure. And you don't pay anything for this. We do this for you, so there's no integration. There's also no choice for other spinners. There's only Spin Rewriter, because it's our integration, so you don't need to integrate anything for yourself. You don't need to pay extra for that. We all cover those costs for you. And we've set, of course, the spinning settings, the configuration on the most readable, the safest settings, to make sure your emails are still good when they send out. So it's completely optional, of course. Why do this? Because any big email providers like Google or Microsoft or Yahoo, if you still use that, they detect when all of a sudden they get one particular email for thousands of users, and they will start flagging those emails. And of course, those emails will then way faster go to the spam boxes instead. Well, and if those systems aren't that advanced, they are not built for detecting any spinning, of course, because it's basically, it's never been done before. I have never ever seen this functionality in any software out there, and we've worked with a lot of autoresponders ourselves, of course, as well. So what it does, it just changes the email content, and that will hopefully very much increase deliverability. Of course, we're gonna test this with ourselves as well. The results aren't promised yet, because this is a new functionality and we are going to use this ourselves as well, but I predict very good results. So if you use this functionality, let us know in the group, in the Facebook group, how it works out for you, okay? So that we can maybe even fine tune it when necessary, but we've put it on the safest setting, so everything should be good there. And we have, of course, already run some tests just on test lists and stuff like that, and everything was just perfectly fine. Then when you're done, you hit the preview and test button. Oh, I need to some content here. Another thing here that we updated as well, I think that's in the list as well. Expand height, that's the next one over here actually. So if you see, this box is now automatically expanding, so that you don't have that small box to work in, which is kind of nice as well. La 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 la. Right, preview and test. As you can see there, you can actually see the email over here. The email signature, of course, and the business address will be automatically replaced. And then you can put an email in here to actually send the test email to yourself to make sure it looks all okay with all the variables like these replaced once it hits your own email box. So this is a little update as well. I still think we need to make this model here a little bit wider, just to make it look a little bit better, but that's just a very small thing. It all works nicely there. And then we also, I don't know if this was an update from the last release or this release. I didn't see it mentioned, but this is quite new as well. You can now save your emails as a draft. So if you're still working on your emails, that's very nice to have as well, of course. Let me have a look. What else do we have? Like, are you guys a little bit excited about it? So these changes here are pretty damn huge, and I think they're very, very good. And there's one more thing that we are working on. I've been pushing the team for that. I will not wait for the next release, so this will be like an in-between release for that. And that is an extra field over here for just textual content, so plain text, so not HTML content, but just plain text content. That will, again, when you send both the HTML version and a plain text version of the emails, that will again help your deliverability score, and so also your deliverability. So I'm pushing the team to do that ASAP as well. So I'm hoping that will be in here in the next few days or so. Let me check. Yeah, we improved the double opt-in a little bit. So when you go to list manager, so this is kind of a thing we needed to do. Let me edit this one over here, for example. So when you do like a double opt-in enabling after the list already has people, we added this kind of condition here. The list contains unconfirmed subscribers. Enabling this option, unconfirmed subscriber will be ignored in the broadcast and segmentation. So that's really important for you to know. You know, generally when you create a list, you need to decide at that very moment to either enable double opt-in or just don't do it. So like it's never a good idea to do that after the fact. Then another really cool thing that has been requested a lot of times is custom fields on your list. So email and name are obligatory, and you can just add a new phone number. Oh, geez. Yeah, all right. So you can make it obligatory or not. All up to you, and just submit it, and then you can delete it and edit it, of course, and you can put your own list fields there per list. And that also when importing a list, so you create your list. If you have any extra fields, create them over here and then import your CSV. Alright, so anything else? Oh yeah, we excluding the list, I already included that. This option here, adding disabling Instamator domains, is just something on the back end. Very important, but just on the back end we need to make sure our domains that we are using in the emails are clean. So we actually check that every day for you guys to make sure all the domains don't get blacklisted. That would hurt your deliverability, so we're really on top of that, and we just created a tool to make adding or disabling any of the domains we use instantly, so that's just a little bit faster for managing all that. We have so far, I think we have 1 or 2 people that we actually had to shut down because they were spamming. So again, guys, do not spam. We're on top of that. If you're spamming using our system, we will shut you down, okay? So just think about the rest of the system, don't be an asshole. And then exclude list, yeah, that's what I mentioned already. And then the last one over here, speed up emails based on SMTP provider. This is just another backend improvement, but a big one though, where we have a self-learning algorithm that checks per SMTP provider how many emails we can send per second. Excuse me. So that we can send the most emails and the fastest for you. This differs for each SMTP provider. So our system will just basically see, okay, after this many emails per second or per minute, we get an error back, so we limit it at that amount, so we can send as many emails as possible without hitting any errors, of course. So just a backend improvement, but still important one for you as well. And then the last kind of things I wanted to go over, we already went over this one. general limitations reminder. So if you're hitting limitations, it will start showing. We'll send you out an email, stuff like that. This hasn't been done before. Um, Let me see if there's any other stuff. I don't think so. Subscribers. Oh yeah, there's some. We've added some data every now and when necessary, so you can see what your limits are at. So in our account right now, this is our limit. It will show green if you're still good. It will start show orange color if you're getting close to your limits, and it will show a red color when you hit your limit. I think this probably will show here as well. You can see, and it will show on a few more pages where relevant. If you think like, oh, hey, I'm at a page and I'm missing, I still want to see my limitations, just open a support ticket and we'll add that as soon as possible where it's useful for you as well. So your feedback, as always, is very useful. Let me see. I think that's it. Let me check this one again. Some improvements. Countdown timer labels and counting have been improved. Transferring funnels have been improved. Broadcasting speed was approved again in the last release as well. And it's something I've been pushing on for development as well, making friendlier, more understandable error messages and notifications in our notification system. And if any errors happen, like how programmers are, they just put out all the technical data there, and for a lot of you that's just not useful at all. Some of the errors do need some technical data, of course, to help you solve it, or even so you can provide us that data, so our support can help you solve it. I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's more. Oh wait, one big thing actually. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. So I'm sure you've noticed it. We had some maintenance time last week, and that was because one huge change, one that actually makes me very exciting, is that we completely changed servers, and our system now is way more stable, way faster than it was ever before. So we basically went from 4 servers that were load balancing each other to 34 servers. We now have a server park of 34 servers with almost perfect failover system if anything happens. We're adding some extra on top DDoS protection very soon as well, in case that happens, to make sure your pages stay online. The hard disks are like 10x times faster as it was before, so that means write input output. That's well, anyway, technical. In short, it just means faster websites for you guys. Um, we have majorly improved our deployment flows. This is a little bit technical, this is for in the back, but it's still really cool. Like we have 6 different testing environments now, so we can test each and every new feature separately, and from there it goes to development server where it gets tested again, and then it goes to staging server where it gets tested again against the real data of the databases, and only if it goes to those 3 stages and everything is perfect, then it gets to production. So that means for you guys, we should see a lot less bugs actually hitting the production, because our systems from A to Z to getting everything tested are way more advanced than ever have been before. And we have started to introduce automatic unit testing, which basically means machine testing, which allows us to test more and better again. So for any things that our human testers might miss, they will still be there. Obviously, we always need the human testers, but the machine testing will just help us a lot to do this a lot faster and not forget. And it's stackable, right? So the more tests we write, automatic tests, the more will we have in the future. So anytime we'll add, we'll be more specific and more precise with testing. So that's actually really cool. This is really exciting stuff for me and for the developers. So from here on out, I'm gonna expect like a hockey stick kind of figure for the quality of the software. And this also goes together with the really big announcement that Neil will be making very soon. So that's it for this video. Quite a long video, but as I said, we had a lot of new stuff, some really cool stuff. I hope you absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below this video, and I'll be updating the changelog page as well, of course, and I'll talk to you in the next video.